everyone. Welcome to another episode of Queentuhan.
Queentuhan!
Hi. This is episode 8.
Yes.
And we are missing Bianca. So this is Carla Lizardo and I'm here with Pia Wurzbach. And we will have Bianca Guidotti in just a little bit. Pero magkakamustahan na muna tayo. How are you guys? How are you, P?
Okay naman, eto, while we're waiting for Marian, actually kanina andito na siya pero na-disconnect siya ulit. So, magkumustahan muna tayo. Okay naman ako. Ayun na siya.
Hi! Hi, Bianca! Hello. Hi to our viewers.
Sa mga nagtatanong na listeners natin,
Don't worry.
sabihin ko na sana yung reason bakit mabagal net ko is dahil naka-mobile data lang ako, guys. Just so you know, sorry, wala pa ako DSL.
Kaya kailangan na talaga natin ng internet sponsor.
Yes.
Man.
Alright, so we're complete. How are you, P? Kala mo naman tagal natin di nakita, no?
Oo nga, parang ilang araw lang. Okay naman, guys. Ito, what a busy week last week was. It was very busy for everyone and even for us. But
yeah,
I'm glad that we're back. We're back on track. What about you, Mar?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We did 2 episodes in a week. Grabe. Stressful pala yun, no? Like, parang there's a lot of preparation kasi that you have to do before, an episode. So, medyo na-compile lahat. And, but yeah. But you know what? I was happy with our last episode. I'm super proud. If you guys haven't been able to check out, I hope you guys can go to our previous live last Saturday lang yan for Pride. So let's go, let's watch it. Proud kami dun. And after that, I guess nakapag-calm down at relax tayo ng konti. Kaya today, we want to do something lighter, fun, just talk.
Mm-hmm.
yes. Magkukwentuhan tayo in just a bit. And yeah, I just share the same sentiment, but I really am proud of, we did a lot of studying last week and marami nga tayong natutunan. So I'm also very proud about our last episode. And I'm proud of our little baby because Queentuhan started out as a passion project and it's making now na-feel na namin yung support nyo and we're really thankful for that because it's we didn't expect it to have this much of a reach. So we're really, really thankful for everyone who makes the time to watch. And hopefully if you enjoy our content and our Queentuhans, tell your friends about it as well. It would make us so happy to see you guys hanging out here on the show as well. So basically, aside from what's been happening with us, of course, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang balita from the pageant world. So it is time for this week's Queen Cap. Yeah. Is that a new dance?
I don't know. I don't know where that came from. Okay, continue. Okay, yeah.
All right. So I like it. For our first topic for our Queen Cap, very interesting news from Binibining Pilipinas because for this year, we all know that the pageant is postponed. But one of the more recent notices from Binibining Pilipinas is that Nicole, Cordovas, and Catriona will be serving as mentors for the girls this year. And I think that's really interesting because I mean, some of the girls, like the queens before, di ba nakikita naman natin sila as candidates, but
yeah,
we don't really get to talk to them so much. So I think that a mentorship program will be really interesting and will really help the candidates a lot.
Yeah, kasi usually may mag-guest lang na mentor, di ba? And they'll be around for a few hours and then you'll see them sa coronation na lang. But it's nice to have, I mean, I don't think they've done this before also. So it's nice to have former queens as mentors. And yung maganda rin kay Catriona and kay Nicole, they're not winners from like such a long time ago. And not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just that the trends keep changing after a few years. So yung trends nung year natin, iba na rin naman sa trends ngayon. So it's really nice that they got recent winners to be mentors.
Agree.
Definitely. Ang ganda kasi parang more and more, parang mas na-formalize na natin yung training ng mga girls natin. I know that actually Nicole had some workshops on personality development before. So I'm sure she will basically apply the syllabus probably that she had. And I know she helped train Catriona for Q&A, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure the girls are super excited to be able to get those, tidbits from her. Ako, excited ako. Excited ako to see the final product. Kasi makikita natin yun sa final night. So,
Yes.
diba? How they change. It's crazy. Mga pageant fans, alam natin to, pag nag-start yung isang pageant, tapos may sinusubaybayan tayo isang girl, grabe yung growth nila from the start of the pageant to like coronation night. I can say that all of us went through that. Who we were in the beginning of the pageant when we were first nominated as candidates up until final night. Grabe na yung growth natin. And of course, we have to thank our trainers for that. So, excited ako sa magiging mga baby binibinis ni Catriona at ni Nicole.
You go, girls! And now we also have international pageant news from Pia.
Oh yes, so we have, nakita nyo na ba yung bagong photo shoot ng Miss Venezuela 2020 candidates? Sobrang pasabog, sobrang ganda. Para silang nakalublob sa tubig. I mean, Miss Venezuela is always known to have for having like amazing photo shoots every year. Inaabangan talaga yan, and they're also a powerhouse. So pageant fans really like look forward to their glam shots or their glam photo shoots. So I love what they did for this year. It looks amazing. Sobrang ganda. I wish we had photo shoots like that.
For the record, I was a replacement candidate going into Binibining Pilipinas 2014. So I wasn't really coming in like expecting to win, but I really, really wanted nice photos. Pero yung year natin ata yung pinaka-konting photo.
Oo nga. Oo nga.
I'm so sad. Like, we didn't even have a swimsuit photo. We only had the one in the purple shirt, which is in our logo, and then we had like our headshot. That's it. I don't know why. The 1 year. But I love the photos now. Like, also Binibini had blossoms and everything. Pero tayo wala
kaya siguro tayo bumawi ng bonggang-bongga sa Bali. At yun ang pinapost natin ngayon.
So ano ba kayo?
Grabe guys.
Alright. And then another part that we're really watching out for is Miss Earth Philippines na malapit na rin ang kanilang coronation night. And Marv,
yes, so patuloy pa rin ang kanilang mga events. Yeah. So, actually, just recently they announced the winner, their best in cultural attire dito sa Philippines, and that was won by Isobel Teano of Misamis Oriental. So, I wish we could show you guys a picture. Maybe next time we'll figure out like a graphic. Parang, this is it. But yeah, it's actually very bongga, beautiful. Use typical cultural show of the best ng Kanyang province. So I think when it comes to cultural attire, it's really about, the being proud and showcasing the heritage of your state or your province. And I think si Isabel, she was able to do that very well. So congratulations, Isabel.
I saw the video of, congratulations to her team as well kasi I saw the video of the winning moment. So she was standing dun sa set nila. They were like in a studio and then pinapakita siya. Then ang ganda ng costume, and then they had the ring light set up and everything. And then they zoomed over to her whole team. So everyone was wearing masks, of course. We still have to be very careful with our shoots. And then like just everyone in the room going crazy and celebrating the win. So it was a super cute video to see also, and a glimpse of how they do it. Because we've been wondering, right? Like, how is Miss Earth doing this virtually? So, ganun pala. sneak peek.
The final
Yes.
night of Miss Earth
I guess-
is this week, right?
Yes. So we're also watching out for that. It's also going to be a first because it's also virtual. It's a virtual coronation. So it's really exciting stuff from Miss Earth Philippines. So
We
yay!
will be watching for sure.
And that wraps up our Queen.
We're definitely watching.
And we're going to be giving you our thoughts. That's already for our next episode.
Oh,
Yay.
pwede. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so for everyone, looking for the Miss Earth Philippines content, we're gonna give you that, we promise. But today is all about Miss World because
Yes.
our very special guest is Megan Young, and we're so happy because we know that lots of people have wanted to see her here on Queentuhan. So today we're gonna be making Queentuhan. So let's bring her into the show. Miss World 2013, Megan Young.
Hi guys, what's up?
Hello.
Hi everyone. I'm super excited to be on your show today.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for
Bago pa lang yung show namin.
Support,
Thank you.
mga co-podcasters.
Yes.
How are you? How have you been?
Yeah.
I'm good. Everything's good. This is the room where we actually made into a studio. So it's the master bedroom. Pero ginawa namin ni Mikael. Doon kami sa maliit na kwarto. Tapos yung pinakamalaking room, ginawa namin parang gaming area and our podcast area.
Love it.
So you guys have like a studio at home, a gaming room / studio.
Yeah, so yun yung ginawa namin since we were like, parang wala yata tayong work outside of home for a while. So why not bring work into our home? So yun yung ginagawa namin, slowly shifting in some ways na gawin ng lahat sa bahay. So that's kind of like our headspace right now. Oh,
That's
speaking
good.
of, may dalang kape ang asawa ko.
Oh, congratulations nga pala.
Say hi. Ang asawa ko, asawa ko.
Hello. Hey, Marianne.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. Carla. Oh, I know all three of you. Hi. Hello.
So, nag-flight guesting siya.
Thank you for also joining us for quite a bit. 30 seconds.
Salamat sa pag-join sa Queentuhan namin.
Yeah, no, next time. Sama ako.
Next time daw, sasama daw siya. Makikikwentuhan din daw.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Yung point of view naman ng significant other of a pageant queen, right?
Yes.
That would also be very
that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
We never really hear the side of the guy. It's always like, what is the girl going through? Like, ano yung pinagdadaanan nila? But the guys actually have very interesting input. Kasi pinag-usapan din namin ni Mikael yun, like, what were his thoughts after, like, I won Miss World? Ano yung pinagdaanan niyang pressure para sa sarili niya, sa relationship namin? So, it's actually a very interesting discussion that you guys should look into also.
All right. We'll book you guys right after this.
Kayo na rin ulit.
Papadala kami ng invite again.
Sige.
Sobrang interested ko in also talking about like your whole journey. Actually, the last time we really talked was even before you joined Miss World Philippines. So
Yeah, I remember you guys going to the house pa.
yes, actually, guys, that's how I met Megan. Because I joined Miss World Philippines 2012, and then she invited us to her house. So we had dinner, and then we just had like a conversation so that she would know what to expect, like joining for 2013. So random fact, but then you were already in Tined, you were already in showbiz, and then you decided to join a pageant, and we've been seeing that more. But I would say that you were one of the first to really, make that shift. Kayong dalawa, UNP. What motivated you to just try your hand at pageantry?
I think it was always at the back of my head na, wow, pageants are so interesting, but I don't know if it's for me. So that was something that I would always think about throughout the years that I was like in my teens and early 20s. And I guess it's kind of weird to say kasi people might be, ano ba, bakit ganun yung feeling niya? But it was honestly just a feeling na I woke up one day and I had such a good feeling about it. I don't know how else to explain it. That's really just gut feel lang talaga. And I was like, maybe this is the year. And that's when I called up Mama J and I was like, I promise this year I'm not backing out. And that's where it started.
We really have to follow these gut feelings, no? They really lead us
Yeah.
to good things.
Yeah, and when you jump to something, you wanna feel good about it. Hindi yung parang napilit ka lang or parang yun kasi yung gusto ng fans mo or ng mentors mo. Dapat kasi parang dito din
Nasa
galing,
puso.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Parang wholeheartedly.
so what was your experience like during Miss World Philippines? Because well, si Carla, she was able to join Miss World, pero kami ni Marian, we don't know what it's like doon naman. So maybe you can tell us more about it.
It's very interesting kasi going into the pageant, akala ko may mga kasabay ako tulad nyo dun sa Binibini kasi we all train together but we all have this expectation na okay, I'm gonna have like a support group when I'm competing. Yes, we're all competing against one another, but it's great to always have somebody na alam ko ano yung pinagdadaanan mo. Alam niya kung ano yung experience mo dun sa pageant. But the thing was, I didn't have that kasi si Sean, dapat sasali siya that year. And I think maybe because of age or because of work, hindi siya nakasali. So parang I was treading onto unknown waters. And I was going at it alone. So parang may takot factor talaga ako na, hala, ano itong ginagawa ko? Tama ba to? And I don't think I really had anyone to really talk to about these things because the atmosphere was just so competitive. And you could really feel like people would really, if you said something na, oh, I don't feel so great today, na baka mamaya they might tell someone na, oh, well, she's not really in it to win it, is she? So parang may ganun ako mga takot minsan habang nagko-compete. Okay, so coming from your perspective, you guys might not know how it is in Miss World, but I also don't have anything to compare to kasi hindi naman ako sumali ng Binibini. But from my perspective, maybe it isn't as cutthroat, I would say, during the time that I joined. Maybe not as like high fashion, I would say. So a lot of it was very advocacy based. So yeah,
just so that people also know from the people watching, kasi I guess people, kasi yung iniisip natin dahil sa Binibini, we apply in batches, right? So maybe 15 girls from Aces and Queens will join. During your year, may mga kasabay ka ba from Aces or wala?
Wala akong kasabay. Ang tanging kasabay ko lang is si Bessie. Si Bessie na tumutulong lang sa akin just to make sure na, because it was a completely different world. Wala talaga akong knowledge at all. And he was just there as, a friend to really guide me and give me that emotional support that I needed nung application process namin.
I guess during that time, it was still small groups. Pageant, the camp thing wasn't as big as it is now. Not with the hundreds of girls trying out to get a spot. Because during our time also, it was just 3 of us that joined Miss World Philippines. So yeah, it was very different.
Tsaka medyo scary siya kasi our auditions for Miss World Philippines were done in a mall. So it was done in a public place. So there was a lot of pressure to like perform like you were a winner during the application process pa lang.
Yeah. And also there's only one crown, right? Parang Binibini kasi, it doesn't matter if all 3 of us, kami ni Carla, ni Marian, sasali, kasi there are many crowns. But with Miss World Philippines, there's only one. At that time,
yeah. So medyo talaga siya. It was a bit scary, honestly. Kasi may mga pageant girls na akong nakalaban and sanay sila sa pageants and how things go. But I was really like a noob. Noob in pageants.
Interesting. I never knew that. I always thought that you had like, sisters coming in also. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I think people have like a misconception kasi galing kaming showbiz. So they always think na, oh, like, baka alam niya na kung anong ginagawa niya. Pero yung totoo, minsan kailangan mo lang talaga etchusin yung confidence mo. Kasi you know, you don't really know what's happening. You just have to, put on a show and dalhin mo yung knowledge mo in terms of show business. Tapos, sige, adjustin ko na lang yung takot ko. Okay, let's do this.
Okay, so let's hear from Marian naman. I know we have a bit of a delay, but I want to give her a chance to ask Megan a question too. So over to you, Mar.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry again for my slow internet, but like, yeah. So I just want to ask you, Megan, what were the challenges that you faced? Like you said, you were such a noob when it came to pageantry. So ano yung mga difficulties or mga setbacks and experience mo during your competition?
I really think it was parang the way that I would present myself. Kasi before joining pageants, a lot of people knew me as parang may pagkabrusko talaga ako. Syempre, like in front of the camera, when you need to be, you'll be like prim and proper. But I was very magaslaw with the way that I would walk and the way that I would interact with people. And kahit nga sa training namin, napapagalitan ako kasi parang ang rough ko daw na tao and the way that I would talk to people. So I think that was really the struggle that I had to overcome na paano ba ako magiging ladylike? Kasi ano lang ako parang go with the flow. Let's just...
But what about in the international competition? Because Miss World is very unique in, with its format. Now you have points for sports, you have points for talent and everything. What was the experience like representing the Philippines in Miss World?
Ooh, it was very exciting. Imagine just having your country name across your chest, over your heart. Parang the pressure is there, but you feel so proud to be Filipino. I don't know how else to explain it. Basta parang yun yung nagbibigay sa akin ng confidence whenever I would wear the sash or whenever we would wear our name tags na Philippines. It would just bring me so much honor and kilig, and I'd just be like, yes, I'm ready to just fire up. But I didn't have any knowledge, so si Mama Ru, for those that don't know who Mama Ru is, Mama Ru was one of our mentors in Aces and Queens. And I would watch every single year na ginawa ng Miss World so that I could learn more about like the background, not just the advocacy. Pero ano ba yung parang segments nila sa competition? Kasi kakaiba talaga siya.
Yeah. One more thing I wanted to ask, because I'll never know, because I never competed at Miss World. But do you feel like, baka mali ako with the way I asked, so correct me na lang, but do you feel like kahit na wala pa yung final night, you're already being judged for the final night? Like, do you accumulate scores or points as you go along?
So what I always tell parang the winners ng Miss World Philippines, the ones after me, what I always say is going to Miss World is like a month-long job interview. Every day, they see how you interact with people. They see how you are in terms of your personality. Kung paano ka makisalamuha, makibagay sa mga tao sa paligid mo. And even when it comes to being a spokesperson, tinitignan din nila. So they try to look for, I guess, somebody that's well-rounded to represent their brand as a spokesperson, not just somebody that performs, but someone that's great from the inside out. So I don't know how else to explain that, but a month-long interview is the best way that I can put it. Because you're always trying to put your best self forward every single day.
Okay, let's hear from Mar. I always have to cue her in para she knows. There's a delay.
Sorry, but for you, Megan, syempre, before going into Miss World, nag-research ka muna about it. What were the things that you liked about Miss World? What drew you to actually join the competition?
Well, one thing that I liked in particular, and this one stood out the most, was that hindi na sila nagsiswimsuit on stage because I was so conscious, I think, about my body. No, I was conscious about my body. I really was conscious about my body. And I didn't want to have to ayokong rumampa sa stage. Alam ko dito sa Philippines, like, I had to do it. So, to get to, like, the Miss World stage, may mga kailangan pagdaanan. But I really appreciated that parang Julia's thought process about it was, I don't want them to have to go on stage like it's a show. Parang I think swimsuits should be for the beach, and that's why we'll do it on the beach in proper swimwear attire. And that's something that I resonated with. So I was like, oh, okay, that's actually pretty cool. I like that concept, and I think I'll go with that. And then after that was also the purpose. Kasi one of the reasons why I wanted to join was at that time in show business, parang feeling ko, ano ba tong ginagawa ko? Parang wala nang purpose na yung papasok lang ako every day and I just earn money. Like, what's the whole purpose behind it? So I was trying to look for that, and I found that through Miss World. So there was actually purpose in something that I was doing, not just working to earn money.
And there are really a lot of...
So what was your most memorable?
No, go Mar, go.
Sorry.
Ulitin ko na lang. Mar was asking, what was your most memorable moment during the Miss World pageant?
Oh, wow. Oh, gosh. There's so many. But maybe I'll give two. Sorry, I'm super madaldal and I just go like...
No.
One of them was the talent portion because for sure that was my weakness in all of the categories, talent and sport. Because ano itatalent ko doon? Video games ko. Syempre, hindi naman pwede. So, high score, some Super Mario, hindi naman pwede. So I was like, okay, let's just do something na ma-enjoy ko. So I actually did a Nicki Minaj rap for my talent only because I know that I won't be able to sing. So ira-rap ko na lang and I'll just have fun. And that was actually pretty fun because the girls were like, something different. Oh, not a high song, huh? So it's parang icebreaker, I would say, for us. Because we did that in like the first 2 days of the competition. So it kind of broke the ice for everyone just to get a fun vibe. And then what I will never forget, I know this is not pageant related. It might seem super weird, but I love the food that we had every single day. Like I ate like ×2 of what Papa J would say that I had to. I was so hungry. Ang dami namin ginagawa. And girls, like for all our viewers out there, you know it's so hard walking in high heels and like keeping your abs tight while you walk, trying not to fall down. Nakakapagod siya. You burn so many calories. So the food was amazing. I had pasta and rice every single meal and dessert. It was the bomb. I loved it.
Since you're so busy anyway, right? Like, might as well eat and enjoy. Where was it again?
Was it
we had it in Bali the whole time.
So I just want to say, did you have babi guling?
No, I didn't.
Oh
No. We had rendang.
Oh, rendang is good.
We had rendang. Beef rendang. But it was funny kasi syempre, like, kunwari, the Europeans, they're not really used to super spicy food. So we would have, like, mga beef rendang on the buffet, and it would be super spicy. Of course, we'd love it. Pero they'd be like, oh my God, I can't breathe. It's too spicy for me. So it's just very interesting moments in terms of food.
Another one of my favorite parts of Miss World is the Dances of the World portion.
Yes,
I always say,
I love that too.
Right? It's like It's a Small World ride of Disneyland, but like in pageant settings. That's what I feel about it. And your moment was something unforgettable. What was going through your mind when you just stepped forward and like with the spotlight on you and everything, doing that dance? Like, what was going through your head?
Well, we had an audition process for that. Kasi they have to see kung ano yung song mo, kung magme-mesh siya with all the other dances that they choose, yung costume mo, if they feel like it stands out. So parang may audition process siya. And honestly, during the audition, nakalimutan ko lahat ng steps ko. Si Kuya Koloy yung nagturo sa akin, and he taught me the dance the night before I was leaving for Bali. Tapos ni-record na lang namin sa tablet. And every day, I would just kind of practice. But because I was so nervous, I actually forgot every single step. So, ang naalala ko lang was like the impactful steps. Like yung parang straight edge. Like, just look serious, look down, and look like a parang queen. So, ginawa ko yon. And ito yung point na sinasabi ko na kailangan mo etchusin because they won't know what your steps are, but you have to make it work. And I was so shocked na, napili na lang yung sayaw ko na in-etchos ko lang. Ang galing naman. But it was such a beautiful dance. And we probably practiced for parang half of the time that we were there in Bali just for the dances of the world. And grabe yung feeling being able to bring a Philippine Muslim dance on the international stage. It was surreal, honestly.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts too about Miss World, and I show it to some of my friends also na hindi masyadong pageant fans. When I try to show them, the differences between all these pageants, lagi kong pinapakita yung opening ng year mo. Kasi sobrang ang ganda talaga. Like it's an opening number, but at the same time it's educational and it's like a little peek into what the different dances are like in those countries. And then you see the costumes. It's just so great. Like I really love that part of the competition. So Megan, what would you say? Because I know based on your experience, what would you say are the comparisons between, or wag na lang comparison, differences between Miss International, Miss World, and then Miss Universe?
So I'm sure you guys also get this question a lot, and people ask you, what's the difference nga between the pageants? And the simplest way that I guess I can say it, and this is coming from a perspective ng 2013, not like how these pageants are now. And I'll explain that later. So during 2013, I would always explain to people that Miss Universe was parang a spokesperson for HIV/AIDS and parang mas glamour yung dating ng Miss Universe. And then for Miss World naman, parang it was more advocacy based kasi yun yung mas center nila. And they really put glamour behind the scenes. Like hindi importante yung mga photo shoots. Like we don't do stuff like that talaga. And then for Miss International, ang yung pagkakaintindi ko nung time na yon was ambassador for Japan. But obviously, throughout the years, like the pageants have grown into something different. Like yung Miss Universe has become more outspoken about different movements and mas spokesperson na yung dating ng Miss Universe. Miss World has continued to be advocacy-based at mas pinupush pa nila yon. And then Miss International, I think Kylie really changed the game for Miss International kasi she brought advocacy to them. She parang spread niya yung promoting Japan even more. Pero more on the advocacy side. Sobrang pinalaki niya yon because when she was Miss International. So I guess those are like the simple ways that I can, differentiate the three big pageants.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mar?
Okay, Mar.
Go ahead.
Tataas po ng kamay.
Basically, parang what I see in terms of how the pageant, structurally, how the pageants are, ang Miss World, ang pinaka parang typical pageant in the sense na kailangan mo talaga mag-talent portion. Kailangan mo talaga, like, mas marami siyang requirements and mas maraming graded or scored events na clear-cut. Like, you have the sports, you have the advocacy, you have all these different sections na in Miss International and Miss Universe is not as clear-cut as that. Especially for Miss International. I think Miss International yung pinaka, yung categories. In terms of the scoring of the girls and the judging of the girls on the days leading up to the final night, wala masyadong clear-cut events, wala masyadong clear-cut scores that you get. Everything happens on the final night. So Miss Universities, there's like the pre-pageant, diba? So that's like a pre-event that you know that scoring will be scoring will be happening. Like for Miss International, at least during my year also, yun yung iba talaga. It's really more, yes, I felt like they were definitely looking at us from the moment we stepped onto, Japan. The moment they picked us up from the airport, meron na kami mga, what do you call it, mga guides that would be with us throughout the whole period. But they will also be observing us, making comments and observations to the, I think the judging committee or at least the organizers, from what I could tell. So I think that would be, I think the main difference I would say in terms of the structure of the pageant.
Super interesting to hear and know how different it is. Because like to someone who isn't a pageant fan, for them it's like okay, like you're on stage and then like you have no idea that there's a whole
Pare-pareho lang
month or
yan,
even more than a
ganon.
month. Yeah, of preparing and the advocacies behind
What
it.
about
So at least
Pia? What
Pia, with Miss Universe, like what are the events like leading up to the coronation night?
Well, tama naman yung mga shinare ni Megan at with regards to the differences. I also felt like parang yung sinabi ko nung in-interview natin si Vicky, parang medyo I hope I'm saying this right, pero parang mas artista, mga medyo showbiz yung datingan ni MU, parang ganon. And ever since naman, they always try to put the girls in like the front row of Fashion Week or like these fashion events because they, like what you said, the trends change every year. So what was the trend then, especially when it was still with Trump, also changed na rin ngayon during the IMG era. So may mga differences, but I mean, so for the girls who are interested in joining and competing, my advice would be find out really the history of these pageants. So then you also know what you're aiming for and you're not just going for, sige, kahit anong crown na lang nandyan. Kasi this is a job.
Yeah.
This is a full-time job and you want to make sure that you're fit for the job. Because after that crowning moment that night na maganda ka, okay, na crown ka na, it's everyday working and people don't see that. That's not on TV. But ikaw, kaya mo ba? So you have to make sure that you're ready for that title. So anyway, Megan, eto na. You are the first Miss World from the Philippines ever, up to now. And at that time, when you passed on your crown, how did it feel like? Ready ka na ba for the next steps of your life, or were you like me, where I felt a little lost at the beginning, kasi parang okay, I prepared for this for years, but I never thought about the day I would have to pass it on. So what about you? Was it the same for you, or were you A-okay and prepared?
People may find this shocking, but it was honestly a relief. And I don't say that in a bad way. I say it in a way na I can't believe I went through that year. It was amazing, but I think I'm ready now. I think I was ready at that point to move on from such a great chapter in my life. And I was ready to go back to family. I was very homesick during this time that I was Miss World. And although I was going back and forth, nakakamiss talaga ang Pinas. Mahirap talaga mag-abroad. And I think I found comfort at home. And I was ready to just go home and be with family and go forward. I didn't know. I also felt lost, honestly. I didn't know what I was going to do. I just wanted to do something different and something more after like Miss World.
So as the title holder, as Miss World, that's really how hectic the schedule is. Can you give us an idea like how it was during your reign? Like how often would you be in another country? Where were you mostly? What were you doing? Because I mean, not everything is on social media, obviously. So, tell us a bit more about those moments where you were really able to work on these advocacies that Miss World really stands for.
Yeah, during my time, social media was not like what it is today. As in, they would ang instruction sa akin, just send us the pictures and we'll post it on our website because they're very traditional, especially during that time. So I would rarely post on my Instagram because I didn't want to like post the wrong thing, and their direction was basically website lang. And I guess a little backstory is that Julia actually asked me where I wanted to stay during my reign, which was brand new for the queens during my time kasi they would usually stay in London. And ang sinabi ko sa kanya, I'd like to go home when I have a long break. So maybe I would stay home 2 weeks and then I'd be off again. So an example would be I'd be traveling for a month and tuloy-tuloy yung travel namin. So we'd kind of like hop from country to country. Sometimes it'll be hot and then we go to like a super cold country. So the stuff that I would need to bring, as in kailangan may winter luggage ako and may summer luggage ako. And probably we'd stay in a country for maybe 4 to 5 days and then move on to the next kasi may mga events kaming ginagawa for the local Miss World pageants. One itinerary that I remember was I came from Manila to go to London, probably stayed there 2 days before having to go to Russia. And I flew to Russia on my birthday, which is super cool. I was like, yeah, I'm on the plane on my birthday. I got my champagne on my birthday. So it was super fun. And I had never experienced anything like that. So that was super fun. And it was my first time experiencing cold weather like that. So, itutour ka nila dun sa place kung may time. Like, if you're there for more than 3 days, kaya ka naman itour. But I like going off on my own. So, nag-explore ako mag-isa or with a companion from the local org. And it's a lot of work because you don't really get to explore much. Siguro, like, maybe a couple of blocks lang. But what I always tell people is that when I was traveling for Miss World, it felt like I was doing business trips lang. Kasi mostly hotels lang. And it's not a vacation, definitely, because when you get to one place, baka on the spot, you have to make a speech. So that would happen to me a lot. Like, they'll be like, oh, you're going to talk like in the middle and you have to give an inspiring message. I was like, huh? Sino magsusulat? And they're like, ikaw, just speak from the heart. So a lot of the times, it was really like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just take it from experience and say what I need to. But a lot of the times it was like that. Or we'd have to present for something or be at charity gala. But it was a lot of work, a lot of networking, a lot of getting to know other people. So I think communication or like your communication skills, kailangan talaga mahasa. Kasi you're representing a brand, you're hopefully meeting people that can work with you in future advocacies, like once your reign is done. So it's a lot of communicating and people don't realize that hindi lang puro ganda or hindi lang puro photo shoots. You're really a spokesperson for the brand that you work with. Yes, Fofo?
Oh, no, go. You're talking about...
Yeah. Sabi ni Krista, Queentuhan was the best Queentuhan. Thank you so much.
May papakita daw si Mikael sa atin mamaya.
Okay. May additional special segment.
True.
Speaking of Mikael, we were so happy to see we were all surprised also that you guys had your wedding.
Yeah. Surprise.
I thought it was me and Maria.
I don't know. Ako lang.
On my Facebook. I'm just so curious.
Marian, Mikael said that he found a photo of you guys, probably from college.
Whoa. I want to see this.
Oh my god, no! Oh no! I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Marian,
No!
we need to see this.
Oh my god, no! Ayoko!
Maria's so red.
Sige.
So basically, we wanted to ask also about your wedding because like the weddings now, like they're all like bongga talaga. I mean, it's really like it's been the trend. And then we saw that your wedding was very low key. It was very simple, and you guys were able to keep it a secret despite both being public figures. So how like why did you decide to go that route? And tell us a bit more about it.
Yeah, so thank you and surprise sa inyong lahat. We decided to, well, we were engaged for since 2014, I think, or 2013. Basta one of those years, like Mikael and I were talking about it. And that's when we decided na, okay, we're committed to each other and we don't know when we're going to get married, but oh wow.
Are we really committed to each other?
In fairness. Are you ready? Marian, are you ready? It's a cute photo. It's a cute photo. Super cute. Ready?
Ayan na pala.
Oh!
Super cute. Super cute.
Yeah, I didn't know you had that short hair before.
I have a photo with Tia.
Yep, that was in college. Yep.
Yeah, did you hear that? Mikael said that you guys might have a photo together. Republic.
Oh
With
my
Lamar.
god.
Me, Tia,
Oh my god. I'm next.
Mikael will
I'm next.
Carla, ano kaya yung Mikael is unearthing all these things.
That photo is Carla backstage.
Okay, later ka na. Magkwentuhan kami. Can you close the door? Pero cute
It's
photo.
also
I have to admit.
embarrassing, probably.
It's cool. It's cool.
Okay,
Okay,
can I
let's
just
not
say,
go back.
can I just say,
Yeah. Go lang.
si Adrian Concepcion, ang may kasalanan yan. Si Adrian yan. Can I just say?
Sasabihan ko si Adrian.
Grabe.
Hi, Adrian. If you're watching this, hi.
Hi, Besh. Okay, let's go back to the original topic before Mikael tried to butt in.
Before he finds more photo.
Before he tried to sabotage Queentuhan. So going back to what we were talking about earlier, we decided actually to get married all of a sudden early last year because of a wedding that we saw. And I think I got the same feeling that I did when I decided to join Miss World. And it was really just a gut feel na, I think we're ready. I think 2020 will be our year when we get married. So we were actually planning the wedding for 10 months, 10 months to a year. So it took us a while because we really like to take our time and medyo late talaga kami mag-reply sa mga emails and we know that. So we decided to plan really early. So yeah, we decided na, sige, let's just keep this to ourselves because we want to include the people who know the most about our relationship. And that was our driving force to having a wedding that was smaller with no media. And it was just friends and family that we really grew up with and that knew our relationship from the inside out. Alam nila lahat ng pinagdaanan namin. Alam nila yung ups and downs namin. And these are people that really made an impact on our lives. And we wanted them to witness our marriage and us coming together as a couple. So yeah, it was a really sweet moment.
Yeah, and it's amazing how you guys, sa pinaka nabibilib ako yung parang you guys were able to keep it hush-hush from the media, from a lot of people for a long time. And you mentioned that you guys were engaged since 2014?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
And
I actually didn't. That's another surprise.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Guys. Yeah, so it wasn't a typical proposal. You know how like the guy will like get down on one knee and propose to you with a ring. That didn't happen for us because I guess we're just very different and non-traditional in that aspect, and we don't have any expectations na for each other in terms of these things, in terms of traditional things. So we were talking about it, and it was a very nice and intimate conversation that we had, and it was just a deciding factor na I'm committed to you and we're gonna get married So we're engaged. Pero wala tayong mga sing-sing because I initially didn't want a ring at all. And that was just it. Pinag-usapan lang talaga namin. And that's how we committed ourselves to getting married.
That's amazing. Like, ang
I
galing
love
na.
that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Mar.
No, I just wanted to comment na, Dabe, that's so beautiful and it's so brave, you know? Grabe din kasi the pressures of having this big Instagrammable wedding, you know? And actually now, with the pandemic, me and my fiance, we had to postpone our wedding this year. Kasi syempre, we didn't want to, put our loved ones at risk as much as we want to, have them with us to celebrate our love, diba? But now, weddings, at least for this year, are shifting to actually something more simplistic, more about, just the celebration of the love and being with family. So, Megan, given that you basically did that without even having the pandemic as a reason, what do you think are the key things that, people planning their weddings in a small and simple way? What are the key things that they should keep in mind, or what are the important things that they should keep in mind when planning a small, intimate wedding?
Well, one of the things that Nick and I wanted was something very intimate. Kaya ginawa namin yung Kalarwega church. Tapos parang 10 lang kami doon. And we didn't really even plan for that. We just had our meetings with our priest beforehand. We booked everything ourselves and went to the church ourselves, which was probably interesting for the people around us because there were also couples getting married applying with us, and they're like, why are they here? Because we didn't really have any announcement. But the number one thing when we were doing this was, okay, ayokong gumastos ng madami. So what are the things that we want to spend on that will make us happy? And the number one thing was food. So we made sure na we ate in our favorite restaurant in Tagaytay, which is Balay Dako. So we ate there with our family. And we wanted to have a very beautiful and small wedding. So we chose Kalarwega. So that was another expense that we had. And even the things that we wore, like I bought an off-the-rack dress, which cost me less than 4,000. Mikael used a suit that he already used before. So we didn't really spend on that. And we just told everyone to wear day dresses na lang. So I think the most important thing is know what you want to spend on, like what makes you happy. If flowers make you happy, then by all means get flowers that, will brighten up that moment. I guess like a side note is that I just got flowers from a friend that has a styling business, and that made me happy because at least I could use something that my friend made with, the intention of making my wedding even more beautiful than it already was with, just focusing on the wedding. So just know what you want to spend on, know what makes you happy. I think those are the important things.
I like that.
And yeah, noted. Mara's gonna take down notes na talaga.
I'll send you the store where I bought the dress.
There we go. Perfect. And now I guess it's an interesting challenge in a way because we're all stuck inside with our loved ones and you guys are newlyweds. So how has the quarantine experience been for the two of you?
It's been very interesting. Mick and I don't really fight because we're very cool-headed. And when it comes to our daily work, like most of the time, like on a regular day, he'd be out or I'd be the one out. And it was never like we'd be together continuously 24/7 for a month. But since the quarantine, syempre, hindi mo naman maiiwasan na may pikunan minsan or you'll have a misunderstanding or miscommunication. So it's been, parang na-test kami as a couple. Our patience was tested also. But I think it's been good because at least this early on in our married life, we were able to tackle, certain issues na we otherwise wouldn't have or we would have had to deal with later on, and parang mabibuild up yun. But I think constant communication with your partner, especially if you're staying together in the same place, you always have to talk about problems. Like if something bothers you, talk about it. Because the longer that you let it linger, the bigger the problem is going to be, whether or not your problem was just about washing the dishes. Because that can add up big time.
Megan, so for people, everybody knows that you guys have been together for a long time. Like, how long has it been now? Is it 10 years? Magta-10 na ba? Or more
Almost
than
10 years. I would say 9.5. 9.5.
9.5. So, matagal na panahon na rin yun. But still, are there still some things that you, because I would think, okay, 9 to 10 years is, kilala nyo na yung isa't isa, but are there still new challenges or new, maybe things that you haven't discovered about each other yet during your married life? So, kasi syempre tinatanong ng mga tao na hindi, iba kasi talaga pagkasal na kayo. Is that true?
I think it's very different for Mick and I. Kasi early on in the relationship, we decided, let's talk about taboo stuff that only married couples talk about. As in, ganun kami ka-upfront with each other. And what I like about Mikael is that he's very confrontational, or he likes to be very honest about how he feels. So we decided we'd talk about money early on in the relationship. We decided we'd talk about getting married and having kids, whether or not we knew if we were going to end up together. And it's actually helped us a lot in tackling different things, like making decisions as well as a couple and as individuals. When it comes to work, at least alam namin kung saan yung headspace ng isa't isa. But for me, talking about money with Mikael early on has really helped open up our relationship, because we realized that money is a topic that when you talk about it after the wedding pa lang, medyo mahirap, because like you want to kind of plan things out before you get married. At least from our perspective, that's how we saw it, because we already knew that we were committed to each other. And I understand that people only want to talk about that once sure deal na talaga. But for us, it helped us, and it helped us grow in our relationship as individuals na pinag-usapan namin yun.
And now one of the things that you guys are really enjoying together is your gaming, and you have this whole studio dedicated to your streams and your games. How has it been? It's not, I don't think people realize how hard it is to be a streamer.
It's hard.
Yeah, because I mean, personally, when I started, I was like, oh, I play 8 hours a day naman, might as well stream it, but it's actually really difficult. So, how did you guys get into it, and what's it been like for you?
So I guess it's the same with Pia and Carla. Nah, you guys have always loved playing video games. Sorry, Marian, I don't know if you play video games.
Mobile games.
Okay. Oh, that counts as well. That counts as well. But it's something that's always been a part of my life. And I guess it started 2 years ago when we played Ragnarok Mobile, and we had guildmates that would stream, and I would watch it. And Mikael would see my interest in it and how I was so engaged. And one day, one of our guildmates was like, bakit di ka mag-stream? Wala lang, subukan mo lang. Tignan mo kung gusto mo. And I was like, oh nga no, bakit naman hindi? So I tried it out. And it was a trial and error at first, because hindi ko nga alam kung anong ginagawa ko. Akala ko, yun nga, like what you said, Carla, maglalaro ka lang. But people don't realize that there's a whole technical aspect to it pala. There's marketing involved. It's a TV show, basically, where you play video games and entertain your audience. So from just thinking of it as playing games, it's now evolved into a whole business, I guess, for me. Because it's now one of my streams of income now is playing video games, which is actually pretty cool, because who thought that I could make money out of playing games, diba? Out of something that I love. Like, I can't believe it.
No, but that's really good. Kasi
I guess it's funny because when I talk to people about playing video games, maraming nagugulat. Parang, it's like beauty queens and video games. Parang they're like separate worlds. I don't know why it's surprising that we also love playing video games. So just to let people know, Megan, what are some of your favorite games?
Now I still play Ragnarok So that's my main game that I play now. Hi to all the Ragnarok players out there. Enjoy episode 7. And then I play a lot of Animal Crossing since it got released this March. And I think those are the 2 games that I really play now. But I play like new games, new releases when they come out, see if I like it. So I dabble into like all these different kinds of games, but those are my 2 main ones.
Do you have a favorite genre? Sorry.
Favorite genre?
Oh, yeah.
I love RPG games. Like that's my kind of thing. Hindi ako FPS masyado because I feel like I don't know, like hindi ako marunong. I tried playing PUBG and the first skill that I got, sinuntok ko lang ng sinuntok yung kalaban ko. Like I didn't know how to get like the weapon or hindi ako marunong. I'm so sorry. Sobrang bano. But there's a new game on the Switch that I want to try. It's like Ninja something. So I think that's something that I'll try to get into. But definitely RPG. Super RPG player ako.
I was just gonna say that I wanted to throw the question to Pia and Bianca also because I know that you guys also enjoy playing video games. Pero iba-iba tayo ng genre. Pia, you play League, right?
I used to play Mobile Legends and then LOL, League of Legends online.
You play League? Tara, let's play.
Oh, sige, ida-download ko ulit ida-download ko ulit. Kasi, I think I still have it on my laptop. Kasi during Christmas, I always have a binge week. Well, weeks. So 2 weeks, I'll stay at home, I'll eat whatever I want, and I just play video games all day. So usually Sims, tsaka yung LOL. yung LOL. Kasi pareho sila ng Mobile Legends. So nauna ako sa Mobile Legends, and then I learned how to play the desktop version after learning the mobile version. But I am not an expert, so hindi sulit kung mag-streaming ako kasi matatawa lang kayo.
It's okay. Okay lang yun. It's fun naman.
So, yun. Baka ako yung feeder. Feeder. Di ba yung may feeder? Yung laging
ikaw na yung pinapatay lagi.
So, Mar, what are your favorites? Do you have any?
Well, I love playing games like on my phone, but growing up, I never had my own console. So when my fiance gifted me with a Switch, it was like the best day of my life. And I super got into it kagad. Yung binili niya sa akin na Switch, may kasamang Super Mario Odyssey. I don't know if you guys know it. But I spent like, tinapos ko siya in like less than a week, I think. Like, I'm so obsessed with it. I'm like, oh, I have to finish this. I have to finish this. Oh my god. So it kind of just like steamrolled into like a bunch of other games. When Pokemon came out, the new Pokemon, grabe.
Did you get Sword or Shield?
I'm sorry?
Did you get Sword or Shield?
I got the very first one, yung EV, Pokemon EV.
Okay.
The very first release. Hindi ko lang po yung second one. Yun. That's the EV. That one. So that was the one that I got. And then, during the lockdown, Nintendo Switch kind of just like went all out on sale on like
sold out
many games.
Sold out.
Grabe. So I bought like Harry Potter Lego years 1 to 7. So it was actually a game on PC before na ginawa nilang Nintendo Switch game. Sorry. So dati, I used to play it on the PC, pero trinak ko lang siya. Alam mo yung hindi ko talaga siya binili. So, I'm making it up to the game makers, and I actually bought it this time. It was on sale, and I'm working on it. I'm like on year 5 now. But yeah, I love games. You know, it keeps your mind off things, but also it trains your focus. It trains your decision making. But I think video games are actually something that makes it trains certain skills. Hindi siya walang kwenta, hindi siya yung waste of time. I think it actually develops skills that
I guess
every day.
I completely agree with that. And I guess one of the challenges also is having women in video games. Like that's one of the things that we're still trying to find our place within the gaming community because it's not as welcoming. May pagka-toxic yung gaming community when it comes to women gamers. So that's also something that we still have to deal with. Megan, as someone who streams video games, how do we empower other women to just, go for it?
Well, I get a lot of kids na babae na nanonood ng stream and they're always saying na I enjoy your stream so much. I want to stream but I'm scared. And for me is don't back down on these kinds of comments. Like I get a lot of bastos comments on my stream and I'm just thankful that I have a great community that backs me up and pinagsasabihan talaga namin sila like hey, you shouldn't treat people that way. Like not just women, but even like yung mga kalaban din nila na lalaki din. Like, don't treat people like, I don't think I should say bad words here. Like,
Yeah.
Valid trash talk. But yeah, we really stand up to comments like that. I make sure na I have rules on my stream, but I know it's not the same for all women in gaming. Like, syempre people say, kasi you're like a public figure. You think like you have a community that can back you up. So we try to support each other. I try to support like the other women in gaming by, sharing their streams, sending stars, like, because I do it on Facebook. So stars is like a currency that we have there to show my support to them. And meron actually kaming chat group just for the girls of Ragnarok, which is actually pretty fun because we're all from different guilds. We're all Pinoy. I think we're all Pinoy in that group, but we have constant discussions there on how we deal with, these type of people in gaming, even like the way na they talk to us, because there are some guys that will really be bastos towards these women and they'll use their gender as, an excuse to berate them or like say something mean to them. So yeah, we really try to stand up for each other.
I love that, just empowering each other as we try to make more room for female gamers in the gaming community. And speaking of games, we're actually going to play a game today.
Yeah.
Pero ML. Truth or dare lang.
GG.
Okay, let's do it. So how we're going to do it is like kind of like what we did last week. So maalis, taya, I guess.
Taya. Maiba.
Yeah,
Maiba taya. Okay.
And then, so kunyari, ako, I'll just choose one person and then ask truth or dare and then throw it out and then you can just choose and it's just going to be like a truth or dare chain. So, let's go.
Okay. Game.
Maalis.
Maiba. Taya.
Taya.
Halalag si Marian. Joke.
Okay, ako.
Ikaw na.
Okay, ako yung taya. Kahit ang bagal ni Mar. Madaya. Hindi, joke lang. Okay. First, I'll throw it out to Megan. Truth or dare?
Okay. Dare.
Dare.
Okay, I dare you to do 10 squats.
Ay, buti na lang nag-jogging pants ako today.
I know. Kaya yun yung binigay ko agad.
Kasi naka-workout shorts ako kanina. Sabi ko, baka kailangan kong tumaya. Wait, let me take out my earphones. Okay.
Sorry, pina-workout pa natin yung guest natin.
Oo nga. Grabe. It's all yan. Guys.
Two.
Grabe, pinapagawa niyo kayo.
5, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yes!
Pinawisan ako doon.
Mag-guest pa rin kayo, ha? Baka isabihin niyo sobrang pinapahirapan namin yung guest natin. Okay, Megan's down for throw it out.
Okay, start.
Earphones ulit. 1 second. Okay. So, ako yung magsasabi. Kasali ba ako dito sa tour?
Yeah, so you choose.
Yeah.
You can choose anyone, and
choose
then
na.
yeah,
Wala na yung maiba?
wala na. Ano lang yun?
Okay, okay.
Starting point. Starting point.
Okay. I want to go Bianca. Truth. Wait, let me just look at the
Código.
truth. Look at the código. Master codes. Let's go. Okay. Who is your celebrity crush?
Ooh.
Okay. My celebrity crush. Oh my gosh. I don't even know. Pwede naman Hollywood, right? Johnny
Yeah.
Depp. Johnny Depp is my celebrity crush. Ever since. I love me some, yeah. Captain Jack Sparrow. Naging crush ko talaga sa I don't know why, pero type ko siya doon sa Pirates of the Caribbean.
Armity.
All right. I choose. Parang Pokemon lang. I choose Tia.
Okay.
Super there.
I choose truth.
Truth. What's the scariest thing that you've ever done?
Oh, wow. Okay, the scariest thing I've ever done. Just thinking about it now. I am afraid of flying. Like, I'm scared of heights and I'm scared of airplanes. So when I was yung skydiving, yun yung pinaka nakakatakot na ginawa ko ever. I don't know how I did it. Now that I think about it, I don't know if I can do it again. Probably parang hindi na.
Scary.
Alam mo yung nakakatakot na part is going getting on the plane was the scary part, and then the plane like slowly climbing up. But the jump wasn't scary. It was the anticipation that was scary. So ayun, ngayon pa lang kinakabahan ako pag
Pinawisan yung kamay ko just hearing your story.
Yeah, kasi yung plane na maliit na yon, hindi siya yung parang eroplano na may seat na ganito na nakaharap. Parang ano kayo, military style yung naka-side, so magkakaharap kayo.
Yeah.
Tapos parang ano lang yun, hindi comfortable yung seats, walang cushion, nothing like that. You're meant to jump out, not stay there. So
they don't want you to be comfortable.
No, they want you to get out. And tapos tinanong ko yung girl, because it's what's it called? Like a tandem na tatalon. Tinanong ko siya, did anyone ever back out? Tapos sabi niya, in my 15 years, only 3 times. Tapos sabi ko, I'm not gonna be the 4th. So I went anyway. So that was scary. All right. Okay, Carla. Truth or dare?
Truth.
Okay, truth. Do you have a hidden talent?
Yes. Actually, it's not singing or dancing, pero kaya kong i-bend yung thumb ko to touch my wrist.
What?
So I couldn't do it like in pabaliktad. So like if you asked me to join the talent portion sa pageant, I'd be like, as a matter of fact, I do have a special talent.
My finger cracked. Sakit.
Uy, tama na. Baka hindi ka makapaglaro.
Oo nga pala.
Oh, no. I don't know. I've always been able to do it. So random.
Siguro magaling ka rin mag-trigger happy sa controller.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, yes. All right. Moving on. Back to Megan. Truth or dare?
Truth na. Truth na tayo.
What is your deepest, darkest fear?
Ooh, that's deep, yo. That's deep, yo. Are we gonna take a deep dive right now into my fear? My deepest, darkest fear is losing the people that I love. Yun talaga. Kasi I think I do whatever I do in life, not only for my happiness, but to also help the people around me para maging happy sila. And that's the goal that I've always had in life, is to make the people around me happy. So if I lose them, parang ano yung drive ko. So that's one of my fears, honestly. All right, moving on.
Okay.
Let's end on a heavy note. Okay, madam, tuloy pa tayo, no?
Yeah, we can do one more round. We still have time.
Okay, let's go back to Carla.
Okay. There.
Kodigo, wait lang. So, ito na nga. Asan yung there? Ay, ito. Hindi ako pang ano. Okay, there. Tell us a corny pickup line.
Oh, Megan, are you tired?
Why? Or should I say yes?
No, okay lang yung why. Because you've been running around in my mind.
Oh! I don't know what to say. I'm so confused. Kinilig ako. Bakit ganun? Pero parang, ha? Kinilig ako.
Okay, dahil ikaw yung kinilig, Pia, truth or dare?
Okay,
Hindi ko kaya mag-truth. What do most people think is true about you but isn't?
what most people think that most people think that I'm a fighter. Yung parang, laban lang. Parang hindi sumusuko. Go. Like, she doesn't back out. She's always pushing. But the truth is, I'm not always like that. I'm actually, like, when it comes to my dreams, yes. But everything else, I'm like, I take my time and I'm like, I'm not that brave, guys. So when it comes to my hopes and dreams, yes, I fight for it, but I'm not confrontational. So hindi ako fighter in that way. So I hate confrontation. And I also don't fight people. Like, I actually parang I get paralyzed and then I don't know what to say. So mas ganun ako, hindi ako yung mas duwag ako actually, guys. In a fight. Hindi ako yung maaasahan nyo to defend you. So, hindi totoo yun, na fighter ako. Okay, next one. Si Marian. Truth or dare?
Dare.
Dare.
Come at me.
Okay. Oh, well, make
Dare.
a funny face and hold it until the next question.
Sophie, ikaw na rin magbato ng, paano yun?
Oo, paano nga ba yun?
So magkukwentuhan tayo before the next question. So,
okay, next question.
so you have to ask the question, Marian.
You have to ask the question with that face.
Okay.
Okay, pwedeng normal na. Pwedeng normal.
Ang hirap, guys, hirap. Sige. Next question. Balik ko kay Pia.
Oh, hello. Okay, game. Dare. Sige na nga,
Okay,
dare.
Okay, there. Imitate your favorite animal.
Oh, wow. Okay, I feel like I'm good at this. I can imitate the sound of a turkey. Okay? Go.
Nakakahiya.
Animals, a turkey.
A turkey. Of all things, a turkey. Okay. Okay na ba yun? Okay, last one. I'll throw it back to Megan, our guest. Megan, truth or dare?
Dare.
Okay, dare. Show the most embarrassing photo on your phone.
I have a
I'm
lot.
sorry.
It's all on Mikael's Instagram.
Oh, okay.
He always posts embarrassing things about me. He
Okay,
posted the other day of Lauren and I doing Just Dance for the first time. And mind you, that's him showing his love to me. Teka nga, matingnan ko nga yung selfies ko dito kasi for sure may nakakahiya dito. Embarrassing photo? Honestly,
yun yung napunta sa akin.
Or kahit something that's already.
Let's see. Ano ba yung... I think I'm the person that takes the least amount of photos. Hindi ako ma-picture talaga. Hence yung Instagram ko. I'll show you a cute picture na lang. Yun yung message ko. So, Soba is our baby puppy. And she's been living with us since the beginning of the year. So, before this room was set up, parang I would just like chill out kasi, you know, it's an open space. It's actually pretty cool being in an empty room. And I took a nap. And then she went on my back. She sat there trying to wake me up. So, ganyan siya maglambing. Sobrang cute niya. Maglalambing siya. She'll snuggle up to you.
Cutie pie.
Sorry, no embarrassing.
No. It's so sweet. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. That will wrap up our little game for today. Kasi naubusan na tayo ng podcast. Megan, your final message to the viewers and your fans that watched us today.
Yeah, thank you to everybody that watched. Sasabihin ko dapat stream that watched Queentuhan podcast today. And thank you guys for inviting me. I had so much fun. Super saya magchikahan with you guys.
Thank you.
And I wish you guys luck and prosperity. Wow, for the podcast. So hopefully the podcast grows bigger and bigger and bigger. And I hope that everyone else can watch my gaming stream on Facebook because I'll stream again soon. Maybe tonight. Let's see.
Yay! Something to look forward to. Megan, thank you so much for joining us today. We also had so much fun with this Queentuhan. And that's it for today. That's a wrap for episode 8 of
Queentuhan! Yun yung, inimbento lang namin yung gano'n. Queentuhan! Thanks, Megan!
Thanks, guys!